there was an extraordinary outpouring of people wanting to help and do things during COVID. It was humbling to see that.
It's been a real bonus for me to be able to put things back. We've lived in the village for over 20 years and always tried to be involved with it, but this sort of refreshed that relationship in a way with lots of our neighbours, doing COVID calls, doing coffee mornings, making scrubs, doing face masks, all that type of thing. So it's been very good for me in that respect as well.
I moved to the village about 3 years ago, and I think in terms of volunteering, from a personal point of view, I found the people here so friendly and so incredibly welcoming. I think from my point of view is a way of sort of paying back a little, I think.
Once it became apparent that the pandemic was going to result in lockdowns and a lot of problems from most people, we already had the vehicle in the time bank to be able to provide additional support and to lock into all the other community spirit within the village to provide a network of resources. At its most basic level, you could say it's a swap shop, people with time and skills, providing those skills and time to people that need particular services, if you like.
Well over 100 people that were not already part of the organization volunteer for that. My phone rang off the hook with people wanting to help.
Fancy seeing you here.
I started to become concerned during and was hearing feedback from our volunteers making calls about just some of the loneliness that was really setting in as we got several months into the COVID program. So we thought, well, we've got to get together again. We've got to find a way to do this. So let's just bring the coffee mornings to everyone's front yard, basically. So we set up just in the little small green spaces that are on different streets around town, and brought kettles of water and had a coffee thing. It was all COVID secure. We had all of our gear on. That was an incredible way that we got people together again.
Before lockdown, I had my hip operation, but of course I was also very fortunate and blessed to be with such considerate, caring neighbours in the cul-de-sac where I live. When they knew I was home, they contacted me, and I used to get text messages. They used to keep an eye on me, practically every day. If I didn't have my good neighbours around me, I don't know where I would be, because they were absolutely superb.
We knew she'd been given exercises to do at home, but we wanted to make sure that she was mobile. So through the WhatsApp group, what we decided to do is we'd set up a rota, and people would just let me know which days they were free to take Jenny out. And it was really great for us because we were able to measure Jenny's milestones, because it started off with her walking to the end of the cul-de-sac, then it was a major milestone, she got to the end of the road, then she got further down the village, and eventually got to the point where she could actually go and buy her own newspaper rather than having it delivered. So, and a few of us still walk with her because Jenny enjoys the company, and it gets us out of the house as well.
Marvellous. Cheers.
Mental health has been really key during this whole thing, and these coffee mornings has meant so much to so many people. And it's not just the elderly that we've been focusing on, and I think that's really important to touch on as well. It's young people that live in flats, that don't have gardens, that have been really, really affected and really struggled during this time. So coffee mornings have been a huge thing for them.
One lady I spoke to, she'd lived in the village for about 10 years, but had never got involved in anything. And so this for her was like, you could call it the straw that broke the camel's back, that made her finally get the courage up to come out and meet people, because she was obviously very, very shy. But she sat with this group and she engaged with everybody. It was just a joy to see. And then we had other people who hadn't been in the village very long, so it was a great opportunity for them. And you could just see little capillary actions of bonds being built, and people going away with a smile on their face, which was really rewarding.
Hi guys, so I've got orders for Old Farm Court and Green Lane and then Victoria Crescent, Charlie.
Anyone who knows the village will know that one of the things we love to do is decorate the centre of the village with a tree and lights. And the Christmas Lights Committee is just a group of volunteers from the village who try and raise funds for that throughout the year. One of the ways we raise funds would normally be by holding monthly bacon butties, which we sell in the village centre. But of course with COVID restrictions we couldn't do that. So with the kind support of the village pub, the Three Jolly Butchers, we managed to arrange for some bacon butty delivery events, which raised some much needed cash for us, and also we hope assured people that their village centre would still be decorated in such a lovely way at Christmas time. Bacon butty delivery. We take orders in the previous few days. We then cook to order, and this is where the Three Jolly Butchers crept in, because we couldn't use the facilities we would normally, but the JBs kindly offered the use of their facilities, which we did. We then package those bacon butties up into orders for particular households, and then just like on Call the Midwife, we have a fleet of willing volunteers on bicycles who then go out and deliver them around the village.
When the schools closed, basically they realised that there were families, particularly those on free school meals, that needed extra help. And there were people obviously not working, so there were more people that needed help. And the staff there started helping them, providing food to make up parcels to be able to feed their kids. They couldn't keep doing that indefinitely, so there was a community fund that's been set up in the village, and we decided, we can help them, we can do that. We've got a time bank that can provide volunteers to pack up the bags, and we've got money, we can provide the food to do that.
£14.79, please.
We have the wonderful village shop which supplied so many services for shopping for the residents, but occasionally there were things that were needed outside of that, and so the parish council wanted to make sure that residents still had access to that. So through the time bank we organized volunteers to go and do shopping and pick up prescriptions.
Here we are, thank you very much.
In the first 2 or 3 weeks of the pandemic, we were taking deliveries out. Volunteers were taking out up to 50, 60 deliveries a week. And it was notable, not between March and the end of June, but the pandemic lockdown at the end of June, nobody on the staff took a day's holiday. We had lots of pressure early on, like lots of other shops, with people coming in with extra toilet rolls and wanting yeast and flour and eggs and all these things. But so it's taken a huge amount of work in the shop, and everyone in the village is really grateful to the staff for all they've done.
Volunteering the shop it made sure the shop stayed open, because it's a vital facility here for people in the village, because it's not just the shop, there's the post office as well, and for older people I think that's an essential facility. They can do banking here as well, and if the shop goes, it's the heart of the village is gone. During the lockdown, people couldn't travel that far, so to have a facility like that close at hand for the villagers was essential. And also, it was a great way of meeting people as well from your volunteering. I made lots of new friends.
Can I have a tuna melt baguette, please? We were fortunate in having an ethos in the community of community action, and we were fortunate to have a community fund that we could build on and hopefully to use for the benefit of people in need in the months ahead. So I think those were really the essential ingredients. But if one was to provide a conclusion to all that, is that this is a location, a community in which localism really works.